One thing we could talk about is comfort zones, which is one of the biggest things that, in my opinion, that prevents people from riding. If they want to ride or they're thinking about riding, your comfort zones. So that's what we're going to make this video about, is pulling yourself outside of your comfort zone and just getting on a damn bike and going for a ride. What's going on, guys? Tell you what's going on with me. I just had a freak out moment. I went to take the bike out and I couldn't find my key. I seem to have a problem doing this. I'm already on my spare key. I lost the original. No idea where it went. And now I'm using the second one. And I couldn't find that either. So I tore my house apart. I swear I tore it apart. My wife tore it apart. I tore my garage apart. You know, checked the car, and I was in like a panic state at this point. I have the key code to get another one cut if need be, but... And I retraced my steps actually to, like, I have a grocery store right there actually that is right across the street from my house. And I remember I walked there after riding the bike like a few days ago, so I'm like, maybe it fell out of my pocket there as a shot in the dark. I went and I asked them at customer service. I said, you have a lost and found? I'm missing a black key, it says Kawasaki on it. She went right to it. Oh, I was so happy. We're losing a lot of the snow, which is good. Still really cold though. Too cold for me to take the bike to work still, because I'm either leaving at 6 a.m. and it's like freezing temperatures, or I'm coming home late at night and it's freezing temperatures depending on my shifts, so can't do that yet. So if you talk to anybody about, you know, wanting to get a bike and you want to take that step, pretty well anybody could tell you why you shouldn't. It's dangerous, it's dangerous, it's dangerous. Oh, it's so dangerous, you shouldn't do it. And yeah, of course it's dangerous. But so is the banana I had for breakfast this morning. I could have choked and died on that. Everything's dangerous. I remember an instance that happened to me when I was a kid. I was like 8 years old. First time I was ever on a motorcycle was my dad's buddy who had a cruiser. I went on the back and we wiped out the first damn time I was on a bike. And I wasn't hurt, luckily. He was a little bruised up and scraped and bleeding out of the face and shit, but he wasn't hurt. But either way, I was a kid and that was enough to scare the shit out of me. And I swore that I would never be on two wheels. Never. I mean, when I got this bike, when I finally took the plunge, I was, you know, I was like, I don't know, 25 years old. So I missed about 9 years where I could drive to when I got a motorcycle, let's say. 9 or 10. And basically because I was afraid of it. You know, I always thought they were pretty cool. I thought they were fascinating. I had no idea what it was like to actually ride one, but... so I missed out on that 10 years. I mean, now it's... Anybody who rides knows it's an obsession. It's a lifestyle, it's an obsession. I will never go back, you know, and I could have really enjoyed those 9-10 years if I had been on two wheels earlier, if I had just gotten over it and stepped outside of my comfort zone, you know what I mean? You know, I'll tell you guys a quick story about comfort zones. I don't know who this guy was. I heard this story and now I'm passing it on. There was a guy, he's like a life coach, you know, and motivational speaker, life coach, all that shit. And he was doing a conference for, I don't know, let's say a group of people, I don't know, business leaders, whatever the case may be. But it was a big conference anyway. And the first night of the conference was like a meet and greet. So they're all gathering and, you know, it's like cocktail hour, they're all having drinks, yada, yada, yada. Motivational speaker guy is going to talk the next day during the actual conference. And so anyway, at the meet and greet, he rented a bunch of hot tubs, and in the big hall he has hot tubs set up. We'll say 6-7 hot tubs, and the middle two are typical hot tub temperatures, whatever they are. And then this is a really steep hill. I'm sure it doesn't look like it on camera. Anyway, so the middle hot tubs are, you know, typical hot tub temperatures, and as it goes left down the line of hot tubs, they get a little bit colder. As it goes right, it gets a little hotter. You get the idea. So he watches them. Nobody knows why these damn hot tubs are there. They just know that they're there. And he watches them throughout the night, and he sees them going into the hot tubs. Primarily the middle ones, maybe one on each, another one on each side, but primarily the ones that are typical hot tub temperatures. So he knew that would happen, obviously. So at the conference the next day, he asked them. He said, "Why did you guys, like I saw a lot of people in their bathing suits ready to go in a hot tub, but they were just waiting around. Why weren't you in hot tubs?" And they said, "Well, because those ones are too cold or they're too hot." He said, "No, they weren't. They weren't like freezing temperature or boiling temperature. Like, it was safe to go in them. So why didn't you go in them?" And he says, they said, "Well, they're not comfortable." And so he put out a challenge, and he said, "This is really nice that winter." He put out a challenge to them, and he said, "You know what? Tonight the hot tubs are going to be there again, and I challenge you guys to actually go in them this time. Like, make yourself uncomfortable and watch what happens." So that night comes around. They're doing another meet and greet cocktail hour, yada, yada, yada. I don't know if this story is even true or not, because it sounds not true, but it is. We'll say it is. And, yeah, so he goes, he's watching them, and sure enough, the middle ones get filled first, of course. And the other ones on each side, people are starting, to take the dare, we'll say. And they'll dip their toes in them, and they'll like pull it out and tense up a little bit. They'll dip their balls in them, and they'll tense up a little bit. And then what happens? It's the same thing when we go into like a cold pool or a cold lake. You tense up, and within like 5 seconds, you get used to it, and you get relaxed. And what was uncomfortable is now comfortable. And that's kind of the moral of the story, is that if you pull yourself outside of your comfort zone, what you used to know is uncomfortable will become comfortable. This used to be extremely uncomfortable for me. It's now comfortable. Public speaking is uncomfortable for a lot of people until you do it. Going to the gym is uncomfortable for a ton of people. I even know people who, I pester to go to the gym with me, and one of my friends even said, "Let me get into a little bit better shape first, then I'll go." I'm like, what? Do you even hear what you're saying right now? That's why you go. Why would you get in shape and then go to the gym when you're supposed to go to the gym to get in shape? People who don't go to the gym typically think that if you go, you're not, in the best of shape in the world. People are just going to stare at you and judge you. And when do they realize that's not the case? When they tough it out and go for the first time, and they realize that no one gives a shit about you. So anyway, guys, basically what I'm saying is, if you're a little uncomfortable to ride a bike because you've never done it before, don't worry about that. Just do it, and then you've done it before. If you're not going to do it because, like, a family member got hurt or something like that, or whatever, everybody has their reasons, and that's cool. I respect that. But if it's just because you haven't done it and you don't know how, just do it. My wife will probably hate on me for talking about it, but she doesn't drive on the highways. Like through Ottawa, we'll say, on the main highway, she won't drive on it. Just because we're from a small town here outside of Ottawa, and she's not used to it. She hasn't been exposed to it. Little does she know, driving on the highway is like the easiest type of driving you can do. So if she would just do it, she would learn that, but she won't. My mom's the same way. She's from out of town. By the way, I know my mom's probably watching this. I discovered recently that she's one of my subscribers. Anyway, she's pretty well the same way. Like, if she doesn't know where she's going, or, it's got, she hears Ottawa, and people just who aren't from here think it's, such a big city, when it's not. But she won't drive through it. Somebody else I know was thinking about getting a bike. She was a woman. Not that that matters, of course. Was thinking about getting a bike and didn't. Not because she felt unsafe or she was scared, because she's never driven a vehicle with a manual transmission before. So she said she's going to wait until there's more options of automatic bikes. What? Just do it and learn how to do it. Why would you limit yourself in life that much? Life's got so much to offer, but people are tucked away in their small comfort zones that they have no idea. But when they pull themselves out of it and their small comfort zone becomes much bigger, then shit becomes awesome. Last thing I want to talk about, guys, is somebody named Benjamin Brawley. If you are a subscriber to Ever Ride or Ride Victoria, you would have already heard of him. I'm sure other people have vlogged about him by now as well. Ride Victoria started the initiative. Benjamin Brawley is a very nice kid, from what I understand, who needs our help. He is disabled, and we're looking to get him set up in a mobility van. So I'm going to put in the description of this video, I'm going to put a link to Ride Victoria's video where he explains what you have to do. Guys, I do this every day. I vote for Benjamin to win this mobility van, and it takes 2 seconds, especially if you have it bookmarked. It's worth the time. Please, if you can, go on, vote for Benjamin. We'll all appreciate it. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and direct you to Ride Victoria's video, because he can explain it a lot better than I can. So if you can, I'd really appreciate it. You can vote every day. And yeah, thank you in advance for taking care of that. I'll get some food for tonight. Damn. Until next time, guys. Keep on keeping on.